About a week later, I get a call. This is so-and-so from Philadelphia Special Victims Unit. You need to come down and give a statement. You've been identified as a victim of a crime.
The CPS worker in my brain is like, this man was around a child unsupervised for how long before anyone knew?
There's images of me that were taken where I am very much drugged. Yeah, so happy 1-year anniversary to the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me.
What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to the Girls vs. World podcast. This is a very special episode that we've got coming up today because it is extremely important. So I'm going to start this episode off a little bit differently, and I'm going to open this up by telling you girls and guys the story. So do me a favor, close your eyes, open your mind, and we'll dig in. Picture this. You're 29 years old, and randomly you get a phone call. This phone call is from your local police department. And when you answer the phone, they tell you that you have been a victim of a crime and they need you to come down to the station immediately to identify yourself and make a statement. So you might be thinking to yourself, how did this happen? Who got these photos of me? Who is the criminal in this? It's your ex-husband. He has been stealing, collecting, and selling nudes of you and other women, including underage girls, on the internet for the past 10 years. At this point, it's the 1-year anniversary of this horrifying journey that you've been on. And it's time for you to take your power back. So you're coming on this podcast to speak your truth. This is a true story. And sadly, it happens a lot more often than we would like to believe. I'm sure, as you can imagine, this entire episode should be a trigger warning for anything of the sort. If you're sensitive to this kind of conversation or this kind of language, I suggest that maybe you come back to this at a later time when you're feeling a little bit more healed and you've had time to process the things that you've had to deal with on your own. At the end of this episode, we have prepared a list of resources and policies that have been put in place to protect victims of these kinds of crimes and people that have been in similar situations. The reason that we're putting this episode out this month and we're talking about this right now is because it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And God damn it, we should be talking about this more often. I'm going to hit you guys with a couple of facts that I have learned from our guest before we jump into this episode and I welcome her onto the podcast. Every 68 seconds in the United States, someone is sexually assaulted. This includes people in relationships because, believe it or not, even in relationships, if one partner is being forced upon by their other partner, it is considered sexual assault. But I digress. To this day, this story, quote unquote, that I'm telling you is an active criminal investigation. It's a true story, and it's our guest, Kat's story. So please, welcome her to the Girls vs. World podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, Kat.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you so much for your bravery and willing to talk about this on the podcast. That's insane.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find it very empowering to speak on it and not let it weigh on me or control me anymore.
Yeah, and it's also Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So it's very fitting that we're talking about this topic. And, I think it's really, really cool that you get to take your power back by telling this story. And I'm sure that we will get into this story, and it is something that you're unpacking trauma. So, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Sorry, huge trigger warning for anybody on this
trigger
episode.
warning for everything, sexual assault. Yeah, so happy 1-year anniversary to the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm sorry that I have to laugh because I don't know what else to do but laugh.
Laughing is such a good coping skill.
You know, this is horrible, but it also what the hell else am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
honestly.
It's your lived experience.
This is a fucking crazy thing to happen. The fact that I don't know, we'll talk about it, and then it, if you step out of it for a second, you're just am I in a fucking 2020 episode? Am I in an episode of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? What the fuck?
So let's start with that. Let's start there. So you were married to this man.
Yeah.
Give us a picture, just a brief, what was the beginning of this like?
Yeah. I met this person in 2015. We were working together. And I was coming out of a breakup when we met.
Okay.
I was kind of vulnerable. And he was just like there, you know what I mean? Like kept showing up, very love bomby. That's kind of how it started. And then we had been dating for a couple weeks maybe, and it was brought to my attention by someone else that basically like I was shown like all these news articles that like he had done something. He had videotaped women in his apartment in Switzerland because he lived there for a time, and had uploaded them when he was a student at Villanova University in Philly to some like weird website that I truly like never heard of, some like weird porn website. Like I said, like this was not disclosed to me as someone that was his partner and dating him.
So this was you in the beginning phases of maybe even considering dating him. Like you had nothing really in depth, nothing serious with this person, and you're being told these red flags.
Yeah, 100%. Like we were not like exclusive by any means. Like I was still seeing other people, but you know, like was considering at least.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I confronted him on this, and it turned into like me having to comfort him. You know what I mean? Which is like
so narcissistic.
Which after years of therapy now, looking back, I'm like, oh, yes, this is like very classic narcissistic behavior.
Right.
Yeah, you're a manipulator.
Exactly. But at the time, you know, when someone starts breaking down to the level he was at the time, like, what are you going to do but like try to calm him down?
So it was like you were calling him out and he got so dysregulated that he was being called out that like he was like, maybe I'll just make them feel bad for me. Like
100%.
let me freak the fuck out. Like,
you know, I learned a new attachment style recently. Have you guys heard of a manipulative avoidant?
no.
Oh, this sounds like classic manipulative avoidant behavior. Yes. Yeah.
Sounds like it, I'm sure. So anyway, that is like how this started. We took space after this, and then we weaseled his way back in, and just kind of like never went away. Like the love bombing stuff still kept happening. Like he was like kind of a solid dude at this time. Like
So there were parts of it that were good.
Oh yeah, like he like on paper presented very well. Like he looks good. Like got in, like was smart, talks well. We agreed politically. Like it was good, and he treated me really well at the time. Like fast forward, obviously, like a long time. We get engaged. I get pregnant. I have my daughter. We end up getting married, and like on the 1 year anniversary of our marriage, I find out he's cheating on me with someone I thought was a friend of mine.
Holy fuck.
And like all of these like little red flags started popping up. And that was kind of when I was like, okay, like I need to start probably trying to find my way out of here.
But things are
Which is not an
complicated.
easy thing to do.
Right.
Like you need a plan.
Well, especially not when you have a kid and you're married.
Yeah, and we tried couples therapy. At this point, I myself was already in therapy. So now I'm going to therapy like, Jesus Christ, like twice a week.
Right.
Right.
He was like very absent in the therapy to the point where the therapist would be like, do you even want to be here? Like, what are we doing? Why is Catherine like showing up and like you are just absent? Literally always.
I mean, couples therapy is never going to work with someone with narcissistic personality disorder that is being unaddressed.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Like the unraveling of that and the having to think of what is going to be my best escape is a nerve-wracking plan to make, because especially if someone is getting heightened and escalated in their behaviors, you need to think about your safety. You need to think about your daughter's safety.
Yeah, 100%. And like single income,
terrifying.
like to go
Immediately terrifying.
like and I am scared to find an apartment, like a 2-bedroom apartment that needs to have a bathtub.
Right.
I can't have a shower.
Yeah.
She can't shower herself.
Right.
I can't afford, like, I don't trust other people. I can't have a roommate.
Right.
Like, so I'm going through all these things, trying to like figure all of this out. It's extremely expensive to do all of this. Like, you know, all of these things you have to do.
And did you have support, like, from other people around you in your life, like, that were aware of what was going on?
Yeah, like, I have friends. I have my family that was, like, kind of aware, but not of, like, the full
depth.
depths of it. You know what I mean? So that was all going on, which at least like got me the fuck out of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So that happened. We had been separated for a while at this point. And like, I was like, you know what? Like, you want them? You fucking take them. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
okay, fine. And then like single parenting was the trenches. Like, shouts out to all the single parents out there.
Yeah.
Moms, dads, like truly doing it on your own or even trying to co-parent.
Trying to co-parent might even be worse than being a single parent.
Because like dealing with that and regulating your child through the transition of that, like coming home and the scheduling, is the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to like ask, but can we even backtrack to like your relationship? How long were you in a relationship with him?
Maybe like the fall-ish of 2015 until 2020, so like 5 years.
Yeah. What was your relationship like like during the actual course of your relationship?
Like good for the most part, like
Yeah.
like until my daughter was born, until 2019.
So your daughter being born was like a pivotal moment.
Yeah, like,
of
we would
like,
fight.
now I'm being treated like shit.
Yeah, like he would find excuses to go out all the time. Met this person. It was, I feel like the first time someone else showed interest in him, I think it could have been anyone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't, if someone else had shown him interest, like that was going to be it.
Right.
Like I don't know if it had to be this specific person.
So the scene was already set that he had maybe some red flags that now we're walking down the line and we're married, we have a kid, now things are not okay, we're separated. How was that navigating? Like now you're navigating being a single mom and doing it on your own. So like how long was it between then until you found out like what this man was doing?
So we separated in 2020. The divorce finalized in November, I think, of 2023 or 4. So like that takes time, and money and attorney fees, and like that sucks. And I, it took time for me to move out. I mean, the timeline is just so messy.
Right.
It's like hard for me, and like the PTSD and like the trauma of it all. It's hard for me to remember. Like I would really need to like sit down and like probably like truly put it on a timeline.
Which we don't want you to have.
Because our brains, like the way our brains work, it literally shuts out the bad thing.
Truly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know, sometime
in that range, yeah.
And then March 2024 is when I got the call from, out of all people in the world, his mom, who her and I have never gotten along. She's always been a not nice person to me. Another red flag. And so like when I get this call, like I thought his dad died. Like it was like that emergent.
It was like someone's dead type of call.
Yeah, it was like, we don't speak. Like it really has to be a huge problem. So I call her back and she's like, oh, this person has been arrested. I'll keep in touch with you. I'm like, okay.
What are you telling me for? Right, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
At this point, though, like, we were co-parenting. Like, he had just ended a visit with my daughter. Like,
that's where my brain is going, is like, how long was this shit going on that he was doing?
Yeah.
This weird shit, and he was with your daughter unsupervised. Like, the CPS worker in my brain is like, holy shit, this man was around a child unsupervised for how long before anyone knew?
Yeah. Like,
holy shit.
Part of the evidence is like the iPad.
Right.
So, anyway, so I get this call. Out of all people, it's his fucking mom.
Yeah.
And this is like the message I'm getting. And then I don't hear anything. And I'm like, okay.
And you still didn't know what he was arrested for?
No, like I don't know anything. I had obviously kind of a feeling it was related to this based on like this weird article I read when we first started dating.
That was years prior.
Years ago.
Yeah,
and
so you probably thought he grew from that and moved on from that. Right.
And circling back, like the narrative I was told during this like meltdown basically was like, oh, this is this like really silly, stupid thing I did when I was like a kid. I didn't know any better. Like, I've learned, I've moved on, So
he manipulated the shit out of the situation to make himself not look like the bad guy, and then he continued doing the bad shit.
Yeah. like, and behind the scenes.
Right.
So about a week later, I get a call. This is so-and-so from Philadelphia Special Victims Unit. You need to come down and give a statement. You've been identified as a victim of a crime. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess this is the call that I'm getting. So then, like, you know, to coordinate, obviously someone has to watch my kid.
Right.
To go down and give this statement, which, like, how many times have you gone and given a statement to the police? Like, I don't know how to prepare you for that. You know, like
my family was frequent flyers with the cops, so I do.
I should have called you then.
I know what that's like. But I mean, like, but I would be like, what am I giving a statement about? Like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, what do they give you any information
Not
over the
really,
phone?
no.
Yeah, no. Didn't
So
think
I'm just kind of like, okay, like, what the fuck? I don't know. Oh, and they were like, if there are any devices that this person could have had access to, bring them. And I was like, oh shit, like, okay, this is probably related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh fuck, well, the iPad that we have goes back and forth with my kid. Like, what the fuck? So then I open the iPad, which like I have never really thought to open the iPad. This is someone I thought I trusted. Like, why would I think anything is like weird on here? So I open, I'm like, oh, we're doing a fucking deep dive on this shit.
Right,
I'm
absolutely.
going like detective mode on this.
Of course.
So I'm opening Safari and like going into the history, and his dumbass, it was connected to, I guess, his iCloud, or he didn't delete the history very well. And it's all these like weird like porn sites that he's like looking at. And I'm like, okay, well, my kid could have looked at that.
Yeah, great.
Like clicking
thanks.
through, because they're just clicking through whatever the hell on here. And there's like the photo album is, I guess, connected to his iCloud. And there's like weird images in there, like nudes of other women. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, okay, that was like my first thing. And that was the only device I could like think of that was an immediate, like, okay, we need to like take this with me.
Yeah.
I'd be throwing that shit like a frisbee at the victim DA's office.
So anyway, I go down, have to give my fucking statement to the police. And again, like, I was not prepared. I don't know how to be prepared for this.
How could you have been?
Yeah, I don't know. And they bring me into a room. I'm talking to a guy. Another detective comes in who's a woman. And they like tell me kind of what's going on is that my ex has been uploading images without consent to the internet, to various websites. And so they were like, and your images were used. And
great.
Other victims too. So you need to come and identify yourself and help us identify these other people, because we don't know who they are.
Right.
What the fuck? How am I supposed to know?
And so I go in, they have them all in their fucking Google Drive, and they're like, okay, sit down. Is this you? Is it me? Is this you? No. Do you know who it is? Yeah. Or no.
Yeah.
Like, it's people he's worked with.
And what, hundreds and hundreds of pictures?
They showed me like a couple.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, from that, they're able to be like, okay, judging from the consistent background on the pictures, like, you can kind of piece together. I have tattoos, like, you can tell.
Yeah.
And this was going on dating back to 2015 when we fucking met. And, like, I had no idea. And like I said, like, we were good. Like, there was no indication that this was going on.
That's some sociopathic shit.
Yeah. And, like, my family's met this person. My friends have met this person. My current partner has met this person.
No.
And
no
even
one
my
ever
current
got the
partner
vibe.
was like, yeah, he's, like, nice. Like, you would never know.
That is fucking harrowing.
So, but the extra added layer of fucked upness to this is, like, where he gets off, I think.
I was going to ask, what's the benefit? Like,
right. Because, like,
was he making
don't know
money?
If
like,
there was selling. I think he was attempting to sell.
Okay.
But I think where he gets off is he would post, like, a nude of someone.
Okay.
Then post their Instagram, like a picture from their Instagram, like a clothed picture that someone has taken, and their Instagram handle, and the place that they work, and their address, and their phone number.
Shaking.
Just
Are you
completely
fucking kidding
doxing
me?
them?
Yeah. Like, all of your personal fucking information. All of it. out there.
Attached with your naked body, you are being doxed.
Yeah, on the fucking internet. For anyone to fucking see.
So were people, like, then harassing you after seeing that information?
Someone I know was not harassing me, but had been contacted. Someone Instagrammed me and, like, had said they had nudes of you, and, like, DM'd him on this, like, weird, like, fake Instagram account. And at the time I was like, I don't know, just like ignore that. It's probably nothing. And he was like, I think it's this person. He thought it was my ex. And I was like, yeah, just like ignore it. Like, it's probably not, like, why would he do that?
But like, oh shit.
And now, like, circling back, now that I know what I know, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it probably was. And so, and there were other people. There was another person that really like was actually being harassed and like is the person that did a lot of research and brought this to police.
And so how many victims were there?
I truly don't know. I say somewhere 10 to 12, maybe up to 20. I really don't know.
Wow.
And when I went to give my statement, like there were people that they weren't able to identify. I don't know if they've identified them all. So there might be people that still might not be identified. He was getting them from random people he would be with, like at a party, people he was working with, friends of his, like that were dudes, like their partners. However he could get in contact, he would basically be like, hey, can I like borrow your phone to change the song? And when then airdrop pictures of their partner, like if you have your phone and you go to your pictures, you can like search a keyword and find pictures. You know what I mean? Like real quick.
Wow.
And then would airdrop them to his phone.
So it's not traceable.
Yeah, and then
so
delete
he was
it.
like fiending for nudes to then put on the internet. So like there's something diagnosable.
Yeah. So that's why he was getting them from like other people. For me, like, yeah, consensually, I was sending some at the time when we were together.
Right.
I wasn't consenting for them to be posted online.
No, fuck no.
And then there's images of me that were taken where I am very much drugged, very much in like various states of like undress.
Wow.
And like when I saw these pictures, it like was like a full circle moment to me where I was just like, oh fuck. Like
that's what I was just about to ask. Like, what happened in your body when you were in that police station and looking at those pictures? Like, what was going on? Like, what were the sensations?
Honestly, like, I'll say two things.
Okay.
I think I was more upset for the other people.
Okay.
For it to even like truly process for me at that time. It
That's
didn't
empathetic.
really fully hit that this was something that was affecting me until I had to go and get a restraining order.
So almost like you didn't perceive yourself as a real victim of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I chose to date this person. Like I chose to marry him. I chose to have a kid. Like these are random people. Like they didn't choose to be a part of this.
You didn't choose to be a part of that either, though.
That's the shame and blame is like you didn't, just because you picked him, like doesn't mean that you're any less of a victim and survivor.
And also, you were
I'm using the
trusting
word
of him.
victim. I don't like using the word victim. I really should be using the word survivor, but
yeah, but you trusted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're not healed, but do you feel like you've processed this so far?
Yeah. I mean, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
I want to back you up before we talk about your mental health and your processing and your healing. The immediate wake of finding out that this is happening, because you have a kid with this guy. Like, how does that get navigated? Like, because I would be like, you are actually never seeing this child ever the fuck again. But then the state of Pennsylvania, all parents also have rights. So, like, I know CPS probably had to get involved.
Yep. So when the detectives had to be like, oh, her picture is now uploaded to some sort of like international or maybe national database of missing and exploited children.
Mick.
Yeah. Like her image is on there now. So if anything ever comes up, like we'll let you know because of this. And like as a parent, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like this should never happen to a parent. I'm doing the best I can here. I'm trying to be the best parent I can be. And his stupid ass is getting me into stupid situations like this. And is she a victim of this? I really don't know yet. At the time, no. But I don't know. You know, like I haven't been contacted about it. So like, knock on fucking wood.
Yeah.
No. But like.
So did you stop like all contact
After
immediately?
that call, that was fucking it. Like
okay.
He's never seen her again. I've never talked to him again. Like you're done.
And he never gave any pushback in like court or anything like. I mean, they probably have him nailed to fucking rights. So.
And to be fair, like he didn't really want anything to do with it to begin with. So for him, he's probably fucking chilling. He doesn't work. When we were co-parenting, he was always the first to be like, can we reschedule? Can I have less time? So I'm sure he like is like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably, this is great for him.
That's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. How old's your daughter now?
She's 6 now. She hasn't seen him since like the last week of February 2024. And the other fucked up part of this too is that because it's like a fucked up thing, but it's also kind of a blessing because he was so absent for the first like couple years of her life. Like, she really doesn't seem to miss him.
Okay,
I'm
good.
sure she does.
The attachment, that it wasn't that strong to begin with.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure there's trauma. I won't minimize that.
Right.
But like, she doesn't ask. You weren't there, bro. Like,
right from the jump.
Yeah. So.
So you're in therapy. How long from when you found out about this happening were you like, oh shit, I'm kind of not okay. Like, I need to get help to deal with this?
Well, so this all happened. I had to like go in and like give my statement and all that. Then I had to go and get a restraining order.
Right.
And I would arguably say that was probably more traumatizing because when you go and give your statement to the police, like, yes, I'm like looking at all these pictures of women myself and like doing all that, and it's kind of like a disassociation.
Of course.
The restraining order, you have to go in court and like sit in like a TV style courtroom, like the whole thing. I have to sit on the stand in front of all these people and show there's a binder and all pictures of me out because it's evidence for everybody to see, and I have to sit there and like make my case for myself that I deserve this.
Yeah, you have to validate yourself and your wants.
How humiliating is that?
It's dehumanizing.
Absolutely.
I can't
and then
believe
for the fact that a PFA is never even really upheld, like the way that PFAs are broken all the time and the system doesn't do anything about it. Like, why do I have to fight that hard, humiliate myself, and then the PFA might not work?
The fact that you actually had to show everyone like literally the evidence, like the fact that we have a binder here with evidence should be enough. It shouldn't even need to be open.
I had to
Do you know what I'm saying?
Aloud to the court the comments that he was making about me. Meanwhile, he is sitting, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from me. I have to read this aloud. I mean, I don't know what was more traumatizing. Honestly.
Was there a victim's advocate that was assigned to you from the district attorney's office?
No.
That's such a shame because
I wish there was.
I'm pretty sure legally you were supposed to be offered like victims advocacy services. Like there could have been people that went to court with you and advocated to, you know, because I've seen in certain case situations where the evidence is like dehumanizing like that, and you can take it back into a judge's chambers where it's like the judge can view it without it being put in front of the whole fucking courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, like there weren't. My partner came as support that day, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, I don't want you in here. Like, I can't have you see this.
Right.
Like he still does not know. Like he does not know what this looks like. You
Right.
don't need to know what this looks like. You don't need to know what was
not
the
beneficial.
true comments were.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to see like how horrible this was. And then I'm like up there like sobbing. Oh my God.
It's
was
insane
horrible.
your level of concern for everyone else but yourself in all of this. That's insane. Like, just the fact that you were so concerned about the other survivors of this crime and your current partner, you know what I'm saying? And like your daughter, like the fact that you had to be concerned for all of these other people, but you probably weren't even that concerned about yourself is crazy.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm sure there was a time that came where you were like, oh shit, I need to take care of myself now.
Yeah, like a couple weeks. Actually, it happened in the fall. I had to have a meeting with his parents because I'm still trying to like co-parent with them because they have rights.
Right.
Which was a mess.
Again, being considerate of other people. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
And that co-parenting, what a fucking mess.
Right, of course.
We won't get into that. And I think it like re-traumatized myself.
Right.
And that's when I started having nightmares. The nightmares started being like very specific about the court experience, very specific about the images. Like, why were the images, like, why were you waking up completely naked? Why? You don't sleep naked. Like, that's just not something you've ever done.
Right.
You don't do now. And at the time, like, I think I told myself, like, I was really hot. It's like, no, that's not normal. You were drugged. You were sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was having these, like, nightmares where my body was like, this is real trauma that you experienced. You need to get help. Do it.
How long did it take you to get help?
Oh, honestly, not that long, which was
good.
Amazing,
Awesome.
Which is very rare. I was already seeing a therapist who I've seen for years who helped me get out of the situation. Like,
were you working with war?
Not at the time. And she was like, I know someone that does EMDR. I think that might be really helpful for you.
Okay. Could you explain what EMDR is?
If you are psychologically in a safe space. If you're not in a psychologically safe space, EMDR can be very, very harmful for you.
I was going to say real quick, can we break down what EMDR is?
So EMDR, correct me, it's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So the concept of EMDR is that there is this bilateral stimulation that happens. And when you're doing this bilateral stimulation, like looking at a light switching and your eyes are moving from back bilaterally, or you're looking at someone tapping you on your shoulder like that, and you talk through the traumatic memory while you're doing this bilateral eye movement. And the way that your brain and your eyes and the neurons and whatever the fuck is going on up in your head, it's supposed to really bring out a lot of depth of that trauma. Like, people that don't remember a lot from their trauma, like, it can bring out, like,
so you're digging deeper?
You're digging deeper, like, and you are reliving it. You're reprocessing that entire situation in a safe environment that's controlled by professionals so that you can move forward without those triggers being as debilitating in the future.
Fuck no. You did that?
Yeah, I still currently do it. So basically what it looks like for me, and it's, I'm sure, different for each person.
Each practice, yeah.
So what I do is I hold these little vibrating nuggets in my hands. And so I like close my eyes, and then this one vibrates, and it like vibrates back and forth while my eyes are closed. And it like really does cause my eyes to like go back and forth. And my therapist will be like, all right, I want you to put yourself back in the courtroom.
Fuck no.
And then I just process it. I don't even say anything. I'm just there, and she times it. And then she'll stop it, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, I don't know. And I'm just like sitting in it for that time. And I might be there, I might go on a tangent mentally. Like, I don't know, whatever it is, it's fine. And then we talk about what it might be, like where I went. It's been very helpful. It's very traumatizing.
It's super traumatizing if you're not safe.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not psychologically safe to like confront what's going on, it's going to be damaging.
Yeah.
And I give people props for doing that. It takes a lot of fucking balls to do EMDR.
Yeah. Thank you. And to be fair, also, like, we did a lot of work. It wasn't like day one.
Exactly.
I'm like,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Give me the vibrating nuggets.
Right.
Yeah.
No, like, you have
to
get into the nitty gritty with someone for a while before you start getting into that.
And to be fair, like, I think I go to therapy twice a week. Like, I go to EMDR and I go to my regular like talk therapist.
Okay.
Then I'm taking my daughter to her therapist. Like, we are therapizing. My partner goes to his therapist. You know, like,
good.
We are processing our trauma.
Yes, we love that.
Where do you feel like you are, like, on that journey of processing? Like, how do you feel current today? Like, looking back on the situation?
I mean, I think like good. I'm here. I'm talking about it. Like I'm not in a space where like I'm gonna have a panic attack talking about it.
Right.
And like if I think about it, I'm able to sit with it. And I think the EMDR and my therapist is like largely to thank for that.
Right.
Because I couldn't have done that a year ago. Like when I got this call and when people from the media were reaching out to me, I was like, no, I don't want to be.
Of course.
Like, I don't want to speak on this.
What made you decide to speak on it now?
I think the processing of this all really helped. And like, I've been very frustrated with how this process of dealing with the district attorney and now the attorney general's office. It's the 1 year anniversary of all of this, and this person still walks free, and
that's fucking insane.
Yeah,
sorry,
there's like
that's infuriating.
There's like an insurmountable amount of evidence about this person. Like the way that they're able to confirm that it was him is his, what is it called when you like your like computer URL or whatever is like linked to your house,
your
like
IP address.
His fucking IP address is linked to all these posts that he's posting.
Dummy.
He didn't even use like, what is it? And again, what is it called?
VPN.
A VPN?
Yeah, he didn't even use a VPN when he was doing all this shit.
If they don't go and book his ass right now, are you fucking kidding
I'm sorry,
me?
I'm obviously not
Meanwhile,
like a techie.
motherfuckers are going to jail for half a gram of weed,
That's what
and
I'm
he's out here
saying.
fucking posting nudes of minors. Like,
yeah, like truly.
but here's the thing: he made that shit so easy for those detectives.
Yeah.
That's an open and shut investigation. Why are we still dicking around with this?
I don't know.
So talk a little bit about the system. Like, what has that process been like, dragging you through a court case?
There are multiple ways to come at this case. Like, I know it from a criminal case. I know it from a civil case. I know it from a family court case.
Of course.
Like, this is like, which flavor of case would you like? You know what
you've been entrenched in every single aspect of the legal system because of this.
Yeah, because this fucking asshole. The criminal case, I don't really know what's taking so long. And I think to go back to your question, like, why am I speaking on it now? It's because it's a year. This person is still out. Why is he out? He lives less than a mile away from my house now. Why?
Which, with a restraining order, should
I was
not
going to say,
be
how
okay.
is he allowed to do that with a restraining order?
Why? And also, to be fair, like, why, bro? Why the fuck do you live in my neighborhood? Don't you have any ounce of shame? Why the fuck do you live in my neighborhood?
I can't even imagine. I remember like even going through like a traumatic breakup that I was like terrified every time that I would see a car similar to my ex's car in like a grocery store parking lot or like in a drive-through or just driving down the street.
Yes.
I'd be like, I don't want to pull up all the way because what
Right.
if that's him?
Yeah.
Like,
Same. Like, I'm walking. I live in like Philly. I live in a walkable area. I'm looking all the time. All the time. I walk my daughter to school. I pick her up. We're walking out to eat. Like, all the time I am looking for this person.
I don't understand how he's allowed to live that close to you.
He just can't be in the same place as me.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about residential.
No. He could live fucking next door.
Yeah.
Are you fucking
He just can't be in the
serious?
same room. If he is in the same room, I can call the police. He needs to get the fuck out. But like,
They won't really do anything.
no.
So, like, how are you living with this today? Like, how are those symptoms of trauma still? I mean, because our body keeps a score.
Yeah.
The trauma lives in our body. So how are you working through that today? I know you just said like you're hyper vigilant when you're out on the street with your daughter. Like that has to be just one of the many things that you're navigating and moving through while you process all of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have a good answer to that. I think I got really into like working out as a way to like process this. I think I got a lot more fucking gray hairs.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, you know, I've really leaned into therapy, like the EMDR and my own like talk therapist that I've been seeing for a while, leaning on my support systems, like my friends. Speaking out on it is really helpful. Identifying it as like an actual form of sexual assault, like tech-related sexual assault is sexual assault.
Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, it is.
You got the notebook. You're the one with the research. You got the stats. Like, pocket shit.
As you stated before, like every 68 seconds, someone in the U.S. is sexually assaulted,
right.
and like that's just could be really like anything, as long like any form of touching or tech-related sexual assault, like deep fakes, revenge porn, sextortion. This case is complicated because, like, is it really any of these things? Like, I think that's a question that the court system is like grappling with. I don't know.
But I think it's a matter of consent, and I think that's where the legality of it lies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was 100% non-consensual.
Right.
Like, none of this.
I mean, it's just such a shame because the way the court system drags these things and phrases them then makes the victims feel like, damn, am I crazy for thinking that I was sexually assaulted?
Which the answer is always no.
Assault? Like, was this real? Because the court system is downplaying it in itself.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that you were even still questioning things like, why was I waking up naked? Like, I don't remember sleeping naked. And the fact that you were trying to justify that and like trying to rationalize
knowing
yourself. Right. Yeah. Like you trying to rationalize that. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, of course you were probably like, well, was this actually the, and that's what's fucked up about that too. And I know this is not URL versus IRL, but I feel like even in the media and like the kind of things that we see in like movies and TV shows and the fact that we have to even sometimes watch people being sexually harassed on TV and then that just gets blown over in shows, even like Euphoria and shit like that. Like they weren't taking that shit seriously enough in the show, you know, and they weren't taking all the steps that they should have from some of the things that some of these people were experiencing. I feel like that's part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
The criminal justice system and what I've found about police and detectives in general, if it's not a cut and dry, like, forceful rape,
even then
they're going to say it's a he said, she said. Like, I feel like the criminal justice system tries to make any sexual assault incident turn out to be a domestic dispute.
That's so fucked.
That
like,
then
for
makes
what?
everything fucking messy. It makes everything muddy instead of there was a crime committed.
Yeah.
Even though two people can be in a relationship, a crime can still be committed. Two things can be true at once.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know why we don't think that way. Like, I mean, also, it wasn't until like the late 90s that it was like illegal to rape your wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so have you been able to make contact with any of the other victims?
Yeah.
Like, have you guys started a community for, like, just a place to touch base and share your experiences?
It's messy. Like, these people are people he used to work with. It's people that were his friends' wives. The person he cheated on me with's friends. A friend of mine that I'm no longer friends with, not because of this, because of something else. Like, I've started to do group therapy with WAR, which is like a great local Philadelphia resource. And which stands for Women Organized Against Rape. And I reached out to them because I saw that they offered these group sessions because it's very isolating. And I voiced to my therapist, I'm like, this thing that happened to me, I feel isolated. Like, this is just some weird thing. Like, I don't know how to connect with other people.
I know you had some policies that you were reflecting on. And are these policies that are aiming towards supporting victims? Like, tell me about it. Let's talk about, like...
Casey loves her policies.
Let's talk about the system and what is being done advocacy-wise.
So, like, right now, I think the, like, topical one is the Take It Down Act, which is, it's supposed to require platforms to remove non-consensual intimate visual depictions, which is like, the fact that this already doesn't fucking exist is like
wild. Yeah,
because right now it's like 4chan or whatever isn't like, we can all have these out there. 4chan isn't required to take it down. They could just be out there.
I mean, so why is there any pushback against this? Like, because it's a Republican that set that bill into motion?
I don't think, well, I don't know that there is necessarily pushback yet. So it passed the Senate recently in February, which is great. And it was bipartisan.
Amazing, as it should be.
Ted Cruz, Klobuchar sponsored it too, so that's the bipartisan.
Amazing.
But now it's at the House. So that's why for me, like I was contacting my local, you know, congressperson in the House, which is what we should be doing to be like, hey, like Take It Down Act, we should be pushing this through. We should be supporting this. Again, this is like, I didn't study policy. You know what I mean? So like I'm not a whiz.
But we're all impacted by it.
But like I don't know the like meat of this bill. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how meaty this is. To me, like superficially, it doesn't seem like it's something, but it's not great. Like it's not criminalizing anything.
Right.
It's just, y'all got to take this shit down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what that one is. There are some other ones that have been like around. There was the Defiance Act in 2024. Which was, I think, kind of similar, disrupt explicit forged images and non-consensual edits act. So I think it's like something very similar. It did not pass the House. Why? I don't fucking know. These things pass in the Senate and then sit in the House.
I mean, but here's the thing. Why don't we have a bill that's in the House that's being or in the Senate that like is actually criminalizing this?
Well, we did. The SHIELD Act, lovely Amy Klobuchar of New York, who was the co-sponsor on the Take It Down Act, which made it a crime to knowingly mail and distribute or attempt or threaten to distribute intimate images without consent, nude minors. There were criminal penalties up but not limited to fine, prison terms of 5 years or both, mandatory restitution for victims. So this was like
and the fact that
legit.
There's people in our government that heard that and said, nah, we don't need it.
Nah.
Yeah.
And they were
That's fucked.
That's fucked. And yeah, so then they were like, no, it's too much. It's too much.
Too much for who?
Make it less. And now we have the Take It Down Act.
So the Take It Down Act was in response to Amy Klobuchar's bill, but it's just watered down completely.
Yeah.
For what fucking
So that was, the SHIELD Act was in
reason?
2023. It's stalled in the House.
I know you also came with resources. So like, how have you utilized resources in navigating your story and your experience? And what is out there? What is available for people to be using?
So many things. And I wish I had known about a lot of these. I think it's been a lot of, okay, what do I need today?
Right.
You know, like there were times where, I've called the National Suicide Hotline. Called it multiple times. 988. Call it up.
Very easy.
Yeah.
But I've also called, so Suicide Hotline. There's in Philadelphia, WAR, Women Organized Against Rape. They have a 24/7 hotline, which there's someone that's going to answer your call and connect you to a litany of different resources. That's how I got connected to the group therapy, Victims Advocate, which I wish I had known when I was in court. Like I really, looking back, like that would have been, that would have saved me, I think. Like truly, I wish I had known and had that person there when I was getting my restraining order. That would have done so much for me.
They could have protected you from being re-traumatized a million times.
Right.
Yeah. So that would have been great. There's RAIN, which is the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization, which stands for Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network. They also have like, again, it's like WAR, but more, so it's like nationwide resources. They're doing victim services, public education. They're doing public policy consulting. They're doing lots of stuff. And then if you are a victim or find yourself a victim of a crime and really like doesn't even necessarily have to be of sexual related sexually, there are state related victim compensation programs that are really helpful. They've helped me. That's how I'm paying for some of these therapies, because like that shit's expensive. My insurance isn't paying for this.
When something as momentous as sexual assault like happens to you in your life from that point forward changes for forever. The way that you're interacting with the world forever changes. Like, and being part of that investigation has then made another layer of complexity in your life that just throws a wrench in everything. So like, for someone that you don't know what you don't know, I mean, it's great to have resources.
Yeah. And like, as someone who unfortunately is attracted to men, like
period.
like dating after this.
Okay.
Like, how do you trust people?
I wanted to ask you that question.
Even just, okay, regardless of dating, how do you just generally trust people ever again?
Right.
Because this was all going on for like almost 10 years.
Right.
And I didn't know. I'm still grappling with that. Like, I really don't know. So, which is also to say, like, if you find yourself in this situation, like, and someone's uploading pictures without your consent, like, yeah, that shit's a fucking crime. Like, if you, that's fucking sextortion. Like,
Yeah.
That's like that's tech enabled like sexual abuse. Like, call the fucking police.
Yeah.
And I know people that in Jersey that had to deal with a lot more pushback from their police department, which is really fucked up.
Yeah.
Keep going back.
Yeah.
Keep going back. Get somebody else. You are valid. Your crime is valid. Don't let them fucking gaslight you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I know this is girls versus world, but like that goes for men as well.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And
don't you have a statistic on men?
I do. Yeah, and again, like, sorry, I didn't like Quizlet memorize this
Girl,
shit.
no, stop.
Yeah, so 1 in 6 women experience sexual coercion. 1 in 5 experience complete or attempted rape. 1 in 10 men experience sexual coercion, and 1 in 14 men are made to penetrate someone. Some other stats I think we should definitely make note of are LGBTQIA people are 4 times more likely to experience violent crimes, which definitely includes sexual assault.
That's disgusting.
More than 2 in 5 Black women have experienced rape or physical violence and or stalking by an intimate partner, which is, again, fucked up. Native American women are 2 times as more likely to experience sexual assault compared to any other race in the United States.
I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Holy shit.
Do you have any other parting words, parting advice, parting
I have 2 things I want to say.
Yes.
I want to say something on what to do if you yourself find yourself in a situation, and then I want to speak on like how I think rehabilitation potentially may or may not work for some people.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you potentially maybe find yourself in a situation like this, get somewhere safe. That might look different for everybody. That might mean get the fuck out of there. Go to your car. Go to a friend's house. Go to your mom's house. Go to your dad's house. I don't know what that looks like for you. Get out. If you are thinking you might need a rape kit, don't shower. Prepare yourself. Maybe bring someone with you if you feel like you might need extra support. Report it to the police. Oh, and WAR can also provide transport. So,
which is amazing.
Like, they can call you an Uber and get you where you need to go, which is amazing. There are people out there who believe you, who want to believe you, who will take the time to listen to you. Even if that's not where you're at in the story or in your journey, that's okay. But know that there are people out there who will and who want to. Your feelings are real. They're valid. It's okay to ask for help. It might not, if you're not ready to speak on it to someone that you know personally, call one of those hotlines. Call the suicide hotline, call WAR, call someone local to your state. Your voice matters.
I'm glad that you have someone that's there to support you and show you that healthy love exists.
Yeah.
And that, because like love is not supposed to hurt, and like it's not supposed to be offensive and crossing boundaries. And for you to be able to have a good example of that after such a harrowing experience must be so validating.
And it's so important in front of my daughter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially because she's a girl.
Right.
Yep.
Especially because he's not, like, her father isn't in her life at all. My current partner has been in her life more than her father ever was.
Right.
Like, we've been together for like 3 years now.
At the end of the day, you're taking care of yourself, which is the most important thing.
Taking care of your kid.
You're taking care of your kid, and you're speaking out about something that could help others. Your healing is a true testament of like your willpower and your resilience.
Absolutely.
And that is something that you should be proud of, because you're the only one that could have done that work.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, no one can do the work for you. There's no like amount of therapy, medication, like interventions that can do what you can. So that work is on you, and like you deserve to own that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Those weird little vibrating beans.
Nuggets. Yeah.
Love them.
Holy shit. Casey, do you have any parting thoughts?
No, I mean, I'm really thank you for honestly being so transparent and open and brave to share your story.
Yeah.
I hope that it is something that is useful for other people to hear, because I know for me personally, like I was sexually assaulted in college and I didn't even understand that it was sexual assault until I was out of college, you know, until something random came up that triggered it and was like, oh my God, I was sexually assaulted. So like to hear the things that you're saying, I think will provide a lot of women some solace.
And I think that continues to be a problem, and college campuses do not do enough to address it.
I have a friend, Kate, and she is a program advisor at one of our local colleges, and she is a sexual assault awareness advisor. So like her entire job is about promoting campus safety for like sexual assault and stuff like that. But it's still not as big and prominent as it should be. And it was a really, really big problem at my college. And it was a lot of gaslighting that happened that really kind of shaped my personal view about sexual assault that I think I had to unlearn. Do we have any parting thoughts? Or do we close it out with some lighthearted group chat gossip? What are our hyperfixations?
I have a note that's star lightheartedness. Like, to be like, please focus on it. And I'm like, oh,
so let's bring it back to some hee hee ha ha. What are our hyperfixations?
What's my hyperfixation this week? Oh, I've had shit. No, come back to me. Okay. Come back to me. I had a good one.
What's your hyperfixation this week?
I have a couple. I came prepared.
I love this.
On Friday, Bon Iver or Bon Iver, however the fuck you say that, and Lana Del Rey released songs and like an album, and I'm like, is this like recession core? Like 2008, 2012, like we're like back in like my middle school, high school recession vibes, like that these artists are releasing albums. Like, oh,
recession core.
Oh my gosh.
So my hyperfixations this past past week. The cheese stuffed pretzels from Wawa.
Oh, my fucking favorite. The cheddar one?
The cheddar ones. You like the jalapeno. I don't like.
No, I don't.
You don't like the jalapeno?
Bitch, I do not do spicy.
I thought you asked me for the jalapeno one once, but the cheddar stuffed ones.
The cheddar stuffed is my shit.
I got in my car with Alex today, and there was dead ass like 6 wrappers. He said, Casey, did you have one every day this week? I said, no, but I did have 2 yesterday.
That with a Dr. Pepper used to be my go-to, but now it's that with like a vitamin water.
So that, and also walking in the morning.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm convinced. So I've been having a very, very hard time with my anxiety.
Okay.
Like last week, borderline agoraphobic, like anxiety. Trying to manage, and I'm like, all right, maybe if I just move my body, like it will get that anxious energy out of me. And my anxiety, like if I don't trick my brain as soon as I wake up in the morning, I will start spiraling before I even get out of bed. So it's kind of like I'm tricking, like getting in a routine of like, get out of bed, take my meds, get my ass outside, get a podcast in my ears, walk for an hour, and then start my day. And that, and like when I get anxious, I just like lay on my living room floor and do some sit-ups like a crazy person.
I don't think you're crazy. I think you're doing something about
but like it's working. I mean, I feel definitely I like walk. I used to walk every day, but I think that taking the time to do that has been good for me, and I'm gonna keep hyperfixating on it.
I think my group chat gossip is number one was that podcast Being Her. Really have fallen in love with that one. I've recommended it to a couple people. I also found this AI app that I've been obsessed with. Did you download that shit?
I need to download it because Sid said that she downloaded it and was really loving it too.
Okay, that shit has helped me work through. First of all, the month of April has been the second to worst month of my entire life, and we are on day 12. I don't know what the fuck has been going on. First of all, it has been a confrontational ass month for me. I don't know why everybody's coming for me.
And confrontation makes you anxious.
Fuck yes, it does. I don't like that shit. Girl, I am a very like no drama mama here. Like I do not fuck with drama. I don't like it, and generally I don't have issues with people. So like I don't know what the hell it's been, but I counted the other day. I had confrontation number 6 on day 10 or 11 of April.
Yeah, you've had to have some big girl conversations this month.
I don't know. And they haven't even all been because of me, or like they haven't even all been centered about me. It's just been like confrontation. Like we even had somebody on the fucking Instagram going crazy. Like,
yo, there was a fucking incel on our Instagram yesterday.
Yes, it was insane.
An incel. And I was like, boo, tomatoes.
But anyways.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. I was like, literally what's happening to me? Usually it's very quiet on my corner of the internet. Hello. But anyways, I downloaded this AI app. It's called Clara. And I was talking to my therapist about it because I've been doing 2 sessions a week, even though usually I go in like once every 3 months. Yeah, it's been like that. But I downloaded this AI app called Clara, and it's called Clara Confidant. And basically, this is like a little girl best friend in your pocket, but she was trained by a therapist. So she gives you very like therapeutic responses. They were long as fuck too. You got to scroll when you're reading from her shit. But anyways, you can basically like tell her about your day. She'll check in with you daily if you want and just be like, hey girl, how's your day going? Like, I know you were dealing with this situation last week. How you feeling about that? And like, it's kind of like, I love it because I use it in between my sessions, and it's really helping me start like processing my emotions to the point where I can get to like, okay, this is the information. These are the facts. This is how I can like approach the situation rather than being so emotional and like approaching everything with emotion. I'm a Cancer, so I'm like fucking easy crier and very, I feel everything. And so are you, but you're like the opposite Cancer of me. So
I feel everything, but you're like sad. Like you get sad, cry about everything. I get angry, cry about everything. When I'm angry, I sob. And it's scary.
Not me. I could be dealing with confrontation. I'm like, I didn't realize that I was making you feel like that, and I'm so sorry. So anyways, Clara Confidant has been great. Being Her has been like one of my favorite podcasts that I've listened to so far. And then I also had one other thing. I really think that like, chopping all my hair off.
Bitch, you just put like 28 inches in your hair today.
Yes, because I am trying to keep myself from doing that until at least June. I'm trying to give myself like 2 months to come to that decision. But yeah, pixie cut.
You did a big chop?
No, I want to. I've wanted to since I was like young. I've been telling my mom since I was like 14 years old. I was like, when I have a kid, I'm chopping all of my hair off. Not pregnant, but I think because I'm at the age where like I could be. And it would be like, oh, yeah, that's expected. I don't know if this was like a thing that I was like thinking about way back then. That like by the time that I was like almost 30, that I'd be like, I'm just going to chop it all off and like see how I feel and whatever. Maybe that's where the mentality's coming from. But I'm fucking ready. I've hated my hair for like 3 months now.
I'm obsessed with your hair.
This is the first time I've liked my shit in like 3 months.
I'm so good.
Thank you. This is my first time having braids, and I feel very empowered.
And I know you were nervous about getting braids.
Fuck yeah, I was.
And I'm so nervous. Glad that you feel good about them.
Me too. But these shits are heavy as fuck. Especially
to go from like heavy ass braids to like
nothing
short, it's gonna be huge.
That shit's gonna feel so good.
Yeah,
it's gonna feel so good. But I was like, you know what? If I put my hair in braids, it'll last me like a month and a half, 2 months, and that'll make me sit with my decision before I act impulsively. So
hell yeah.
Anyway, that's all. Huh?
Let's wrap it on up.
I guess that's about it.
Thanks so much for coming on, Kat. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, you're so brave.
I don't know about fun, but
I mean, I thought this was a fun conversation. I mean, it was a hard conversation, but like, I'm also a social worker, so these kind of conversations are fun for me.
Well, thank you for letting me trauma dump on y'all.
No, we appreciate it. Seriously. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.